Hey you guys, so I'm here with my lovely sister. Say hey, Ellie. So we are in the process of doing a spring clean. I told y'all my house is small, it's a little cluttered, and so today we got all our junk, right? And we're rearranging and we're realigning and putting things back. So
you put this over there. I'm trying to put this over there for like 30 minutes.
Right here?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're planning to organize. We'll probably get rid of more shit as we start putting stuff away. Like, okay, do we really need this? Do we really need this? But for starters, we are bagging up everything we don't want or don't need. And I feel like I low-key still got a lot of shit. So I might end up still going through it again and just trying to reorganize. But it's been a long day, y'all. But I just wanted y'all to see I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. So yeah, we're going to keep on working. Keep on getting this stuff rearranged, and hopefully I can show y'all what the house looked like at the end of the day, because it looks really crazy right now. This was even before we started rearranging. The house was looking very cluttered, very claustrophobic, very unorganized,
Dusty.
And my mind was matching that shit. So we have to do something.
Sometimes you just need to move shit around to change the energy flow in the house.
Get the feng shui back in place, So yeah, so stay tuned if y'all want to see the progress, and hopefully we can get something done. But yeah, it's currently 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so we really had a long night trying to get our house in order, right? And we took a break because my sister came to pick up my son to kind of get him off my hands for a little bit. And y'all saw how that one room was looking. That was just my sister's room. Like, my room was like 20 times worse. But it is coming together. We'll probably end up doing today just like reorganizing. So like putting things back on shelves, putting things back in drawers, because I basically pulled like everything out of like the drawers and stuff like that. And so it's gonna be mostly just putting stuff away, putting stuff where it's supposed to be. But like, let me show y'all the progress, right? So y'all remember how that house was looking, how the room was looking the other day? Watch this. Okay, my son is still asleep, but this is my room. Mind you, this whole space was like, I had like 2 big baskets of laundry that I ended up just moving into my closet. My son's toys, they were initially here, but I ended up putting them in that little bucket right there because I don't have like a night table, so I use that as my night table. Plus it's like it helps keep the mess contained. And I wanted to move my furniture around, but as y'all can see, I don't have a lot of space in here. Y'all see, I'm still like living kind of ratchet. I got my towels on the walls instead of curtains, but also I did hang some art. This is my art, by the way. Some stuff that I did while I was in school, but just to kind of, I don't know, spruce it up a little bit. But yeah, like this whole space, all of this was clutter. Like you couldn't even walk to the door. And then also, okay, so this is my sister's room. Now we did do some moving furniture in here. Hey sis. So initially the bed was like right here along the wall. And mind you, that was how I set it up when I first like moved in. Like I just honestly kind of put stuff places. But the desk was over here, bed was over there. We're gonna end up taking this out and put this there, and then this dresser is gonna go where this one is, and then this one's gonna go right here. But yeah, so this one, it does kind of help, I think, make this room feel a little more open, even though this always has been like a big open room, but it was really cluttered, especially since like my sister moved in. It was just a lot of stuff like piled on top of each other because, hold on a second. Because honestly, like when I first moved in, I ain't gonna lie, like I was just like in a rush to get out here, and it was kind of like in a panic because I didn't have a job, but I was like, I knew I needed a place, and I got out here and I was just like, look, he's stressing about the next month's rent, so I wasn't really worried about like my house. And then also a lot of the stuff that I have, I brought from my godmother's house when I was staying with her. And I took like a lot of the old furniture that she had because, since she had passed, they were trying to sell the house and stuff like that. Let me see if I can prop my phone up while I cook. So I took a lot of the furniture that she had because they were selling the house and just needed to get rid of stuff. So I ain't gonna lie, I ended up taking like a lot more than I really needed. And I think, like I said, it was just like a panic of me like thinking like, oh, I could use all of it, so let me just take all of it, right? But as I've been here, the longer I've been here, I've been just like slowly getting rid of stuff because I'm realizing like, okay, I don't really use this, I need to get rid of it. Just like, you know, going through my stuff and just realizing like, okay, I can really do without this one. So yeah, I just ended up just giving stuff away. So it feels good. I'm not gonna lie, I still have to do a lot of like little cleaning, like I got a lot of stuff under my bed I need to go and like go sort through, and then some stuff on my shelves and my kitchen. My kitchen is still a mess, low key, but like if y'all can see over here, it's not bad, but it's like a little bit of clutter, right? So, but stuff like that bothers me because it just makes me feel like just so overstimulated, you know? But yeah, I don't know. So I'm just, I think with time, I'm going to be giving away more stuff. And as I go along and just try to realize what I want to do. Also, update on my, well, it's not really an update, but updated thoughts on what I need to do as far as like, you know, investment wise. So we went to my mom's house the other day. And I know the other video I was really talking about like, I think I want to do a camper bus. I think I want to do that. It feels so smart and all this kind of stuff. So I was talking with my mom and my sisters the other day, and I don't know, hearing my mom just talk about like, you know, the way the economy is going and how she just wants to be like in some land far off and just like, you know, all this kind of stuff. So now I'm just thinking like, okay, should I just get some land, like, so just some raw land with like nothing on it? Because for one, it's affordable, you know, like I feel like I've been seeing some good deals, specifically on Facebook Marketplace, where they'll ask for like so much down and then you can just pay it off. Like I saw this one plot of land, I think it was like 5 acres for like 25,000, 27,000, and they only were asking like 5,000 down with like $500 a month. And I'm like, low key, that's like doable, you know, I could do that. But it's raw land, there's no like home or anything on it. So if I were to do that, I would probably have to stay here. I could save up for either another, like a camper bus like I was talking, or just a camper in general. I may even buy like a tiny shed and just, not a tiny shed, but just a shed, and convert that into something. But I've definitely been just like, still trying to just like keep my options open, just to be aware of like what's out there. But also I'm not really like trying to make any major plans on my own, because I don't know, I'm gonna tell y'all the way God worked in my life. So it seemed like all the stuff that ends up pushing me forward or like changing my life will be the type of like opportunities that I don't really want to take, but I do. So for example, I moved in with my godmother. That was around the time I left my son's father, and I didn't really want to do that because I wanted my own space for real. But you know, I had a kid, I couldn't really be picky. And Loki, she did save me, like, from just a toxic situation. So, but I didn't really want to do that, you know? But me going there, and I also think just her seeing my, like, actual work ethic and not just trying to, like, bum off of her, but, like, genuinely, like, trying to better myself, you know? Within, like, 3 months of being there, I ended up, like, you know, was enrolled in school. I ended up getting my first car, my first semester, and I had a job. So, like, she could tell that I was trying, you know, I wasn't just out here just BSing and doing the bare minimum. But yeah, that basically moving in with her kind of like kickstarted my I don't know, just my journey as far as like getting myself back together, getting myself back on track. What else happened? Like, I don't know, even moving here also, like this house just happened to be available. Like I told y'all, I had like 3 months to move from the time that my godmother passed till it was time for me to like be here, because they were about to put the house on the market or whatever that we were staying at. So I had like 3 months, and I think I told y'all for like the first few months I was trying to stay in Hot Springs. I wanted to stay in Hot Springs because I'm so familiar with it. And I'm not gonna lie, Hot Springs is a beautiful city, but one, I just kind of felt like it was too gentrified for me. Like, I didn't really feel like I belonged there anymore, even though that was my birth town, like my birth city. I just didn't feel like home to me. Like, it felt like everywhere was going up. For one, it was too expensive, and I could have stayed there, but I basically would have been working just to like pay bills. Like, I couldn't have. Here I have a little more like breathing room, you know. I can like not splurge, but I can like spend a little extra money and not be stressed out about, okay, what am I shorting out on, you know, what am I gonna have to move around. So that's nice. But yeah, even moving out here is like, this house just literally just happened to be available, like right across from my aunt that I had, you know, my mom had just reconnected with, and it was affordable. And like I said, the way God worked is like, when I got here, I thought I was going to be able to enroll my son in like public school, but because I got here so late, like the school year had basically was finna start by the time I got out here, everybody was already enrolled. So I ended up putting him in daycare, which was $500 a month. So had I not found a place so cheap, I wouldn't have been able to afford that. So it was just like, God really just be working, you know? And so that's why I'm just like, I don't know, I have to kind of just wait for God to like show me what I'm supposed to do, because I don't know, I feel like if I just go off my own decisions or like my own plans, it's not gonna last, it's not gonna work out, or something's gonna happen down the road that's just like, you know, I realize whenever God does it, it's like it all falls into place perfectly. Literally, like, I don't even have to try too hard, I just have to show up, and God blesses me. So yeah, I try not to overthink it, but I don't know, at the same time, like I don't want to be here too much longer. Like, I want, you know, if God tells me I have to be here for a little bit longer in order to get my stuff like set up, obviously I'm gonna have to listen to that. But like, I'm just ready to own. Like, I don't want to rush out of here just to go into something where I'm paying more money for something that's not mine. Like, if I'm gonna spend more money, I want it to be something that I'm investing for my future, you know, creating generational wealth. And then also I was thinking, like, with land, it kind of like sets up not just me but my family. Like, so even though it would be just like some raw land with no buildings on it, like, depending on how much land I could get, if any of my family members wanted to like set up shop there a little bit, like, it's plenty of space to do that, and they could just help it pay off faster, you know, stuff like that. So, and then we can all just kind of like have our own little shindig, but not be like technically like living together. We could all have our own spaces and stuff like that. So like, that's something to consider too. I don't know, like I said, I just gotta keep learning, because like I said, one minute I'm like, this is the way, this is what I gotta do, and the next minute I'm like, you know, maybe this wouldn't be so bad. So I just, yeah, I kind of just have to stop thinking about it, because it's like, I'm gonna drive myself crazy, like just trying to put two and two together and all this stuff. So, but yeah, I just wanted to give you guys the update. Also, later today, we're going to be going over to my mom's house to do Bible study with her and my sister. So, for those of you who don't know, even though I talk about God on here, I'm not like religious. I don't really consider myself Christian. I grew up Christian. Like, my mom was a very devout Christian. She worked in the church. Just the idea of like religion and the stipulations and things that come with it, like, I don't know, I don't feel like God, I don't think you have to behave in these ways or do these things like going to church every Sunday, or, you know, like, I don't know, some of the ways that Christians carry themselves as well, it turns me off to it. And I don't feel like that's what God is intending for us, like as believers. And even there are like stories in the Bible where like Jesus specifically, you know, he was speaking out against the church. So I think for me, it's just about like building my own relationship with God and, you know, allowing him to lead me versus like being told by a pastor or by some guidelines of religion that this is how you're supposed to do things. You know, I'd rather build my own faith. But anyway, I've been reading the Bible because for a good while I was turned off to the Bible. Like, the Bible for me was like, it just kind of felt like some book that was written by man to help control and manipulate and like persuade people to act these ways, because like the government already controls everything, so why wouldn't they use this book to control us too, right? So I think part of the reason why I wanted to start reading it for myself was that I could have a better understanding of it, and know it for myself and not just be like told, oh, the Bible says, all this kind of stuff. Even though I don't 100% agree with some of the things that I've read so far in the Bible, like some of the ways that things are portrayed in there, it's kind of like extreme. And honestly, this is just kind of like, I feel like right now it's just like a book of stories. I'm still in like the beginning of the book, like, it just feels like a book of stories. Make it so literal. It's more just like, like how you get like a moral of the lesson type shit, moral of the story. That's kind of what it's getting, the few chapters I've read. But I do want to get to the point where like I know what I'm quoting, and I'm not gonna like 100%, I don't think, live by this book. Now there are things in the Bible that are like true, that I'm like, okay, that's valid and I can stand behind that. But there also are some things that I'm just like, I can see how that's got twisted up. I can see how that can be used to, or like that don't really make sense, So I just want to read it for myself, just to have a better connection to God, and also be able to know the word for myself, because like I said, I did grow up Christian. I do believe in God. I'm just not religious. And so I do feel like the Bible is a tool, it's a form of a way to connect to God. And even if I don't 100% understand or agree with everything in there, there is still some truth in it. So I just have to take the time to know it for myself. So that's what I've been doing. Me and my sister have been reading it, trying to like every night. Well, depending on how busy we are, what's going on in our lives, we may skip a night. But today we're going to read it with my mom and my sister. So it'll be nice to get some outsider perspectives and just have these conversations, with people. So my sister, I think she's like Christian. My mom, I don't really know what she identified as. I don't know. I think she is Christian, but not like a traditional Christian. Like she has her own ways of practicing her faith and stuff like that too. So it'll be nice to just get other perspectives on it, and just hear how other people interpret it. Also, I think with my own interpretation is, maybe open their eyes in a way too. So yeah, I'm excited. But I just want to get on here and update y'all. I may add some more to this video. I don't know. We're gonna see. But hopefully I can update y'all in like a week when my house is put back together. I do plan to use some of my tax money to get stuff for my house, because like when I first moved in, I really was just living here because it was just what was available. Didn't really want to be here long term and wasn't really taking it serious. But now I'm feeling like, okay, God, like I don't know what's gonna happen these next few months. So I'm just gonna treat this like it is my home for real, even though it's not where I want to be, even though it's kind of gross and it's a lot of things wrong with this house for real. I'm still trying to make the most of it. So like I said, with them curtains up there, y'all saw them towels on the windows. That's been up there since I moved in. I'm finna take that shit down, give me some actual curtains, and just little things to make it feel more homey in here. Not probably get some wall art and stuff like that, just because like I said, treat it like it's actually my home, even though I don't want to be here forever. Just to have that sense of peace and not feel so like, ugh, every time I walk in, like it just look dingy, dusty, dirty. It's not gonna look like that. It could just feel like I at least try to put my own touch on it versus just living in this space, So, but yeah, I'll keep y'all updated on how everything goes, and thank y'all for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts. If anybody out there has bought land and started with like nothing, what did you guys do to get it like up to par? I'm just curious, because I'm considering it. Obviously I have y'all saw what I was thinking about, so I just don't know. But I just want to hear y'all's 2 cents on like buying land. Like I said, my budget is it's not big, but enough for like a down payment on some raw land. So I just want to hear y'all's thoughts and inputs on for people who have bought land that was like nothing for whatever. How did y'all do that? And then also, like, if I buy a decent amount of land, I'm still gonna have to pay on it. So for people who like have paying on land but also still wanting to put something on the land, they would probably have to pay off as well. How did that work out? I'm not like big balling or anything like that. I'm literally living on just a regular full-time 9-to-5 wage. It's nothing crazy. It's enough for where I am now, but I feel like making big investments like that may take a little bit more. So what are some ways that y'all got that balance? Did y'all have to get a loan? Like, what was it that helped y'all kind of get started and get set up? So yeah, give me some ideas, because I really need help. I really don't know what I'm doing, and we're just gonna take it 1 week at a time. Just so yeah. But thanks for tuning in, and I will see y'all next time. Bye. Dear God, we want to thank you for the day. Thank you for waking us up and just giving us all, you know.
They just try to get to Psalms and whatever they land on first. Psalms.
That's like the book for
27.
27, Psalms 27.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's when they sing the songs.
yeah.
Yes, one of them. But whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Wait on the Lord and be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. I know this song really got me through a lot over the years.
Are you studying in your room, Mom?
Hey y'all. Hi. Hi, Blair.
Especially if she didn't get that GG how? Yeah. GG. Oh. All right. GG how? GG house. Yeah. All right, say bye.
Bye.